All right, we're talking Pittston area softball here on the John Mendola Show at Arcaro and Genell's Takeaway Kitchen. Vito Quaglia with us. And Vito, let's talk about this season. Everybody kind of going through the weather thing, so probably a lot of indoor stuff going on for baseball and softball teams. What's it been like so far at Pittston area?
It's been very difficult. We had some preseason stuff. We're in the gyms, and you would hope that once the season starts, you're outside a little bit. Then we get hit with the blizzard. So we're trying to jockey for gym time, because we share gym time with the baseball team, tennis, track, different, people are still indoors. We also get to go to MVP, which is one of the indoor facilities around. We get some hitting and some throwing in there, but at this point, when you're indoors, you can get some throws in, you can get some hitting in, but the outfield and having something that's full dimension on a field, you can't really do that until you get outside. So I think everyone's in the same boat.
Yeah, I mean, there might be one school that I'm aware of that has a little bit of turf that might be able to get through that. But nonetheless, when you talk about the things that you could focus in and the positives of the small ball or the things that you do in the gym that you say, we're going to be really good at this in a couple weeks.
Yeah, well, I mean, naturally, pitchers, catchers get a lot of work, hitting gets a lot of work, and we've been doing just a lot of footwork and soft hand, little things, working on, things that you might not take the time to do when you're outside and you have a whole field to work on. So we're just doing little, whether it's our bunt defense or covering the different bags, and just trying to do, we even did a whole thing yesterday without gloves. So really working on soft hand stuff and footwork and trying to get all those little things, the little intangibles together.
Let's talk about this year's team, talent-wise. What kind of talent you have coming back?
Oh, coming back, we're very young, but we do have some. I think we have 5 starters coming back. We have Nina Cisetti, Alexa McHugh, Lexi Flynn, Tarin Ashby, Bailey Loyak, our catcher. But even them, last year we had 3 freshmen starting. So we only have a couple seniors on the team, a couple juniors. The majority of our team is really freshmen and sophomores. So we're very young, and that's where we're going to be behind the 8 ball a little bit, trying to get a younger team out there on the field where they could gel. It's going to be tough.
If I remember correctly, those freshmen last year were talented. They're now sophomores. How about the new freshmen coming in? Is there some talent level there?
Oh yeah, definitely. There's some. I mean, every year it seems like the next group of girls has just as much talent as the group behind them, because they're all playing travel now. They're working out all year long. They're really taking the job seriously. They're doing strength training and running. I know several of our freshmen were out in the winter doing winter track with the track team. Even though they weren't going to go out for track, they wanted to get the running in. So there's probably, I think we brought up 7 or 8 or 9 freshmen to the varsity because there's that much talent, and so all those kids are going to be pushing the older kids for starting position. And there's probably, of that crew of the freshmen, 3 or 4 of them might be the fastest kids on the team. So there's a lot of speed there too.
Pitching has seemed like it's changed a little bit, evolved, so to speak, in softball. It used to be a dominant pitcher, you throw her all the time. Now it seems like maybe you throw a girl a couple innings, you bring somebody in who could close for a few innings. So it's changed a little bit. How about in your mind? Has it changed a whole lot there at Pittston area?
Yeah, we have several. We're lucky enough to have several pitchers on the squad. I mean, there's probably 3 or 4 of the kids have been pitching for a long time, but on our whole team of 18, 19 kids, we probably have 7 or 8 pitchers. So, and it's to the point where everybody, because they work so much in the off season, everyone can hit a fastball. So you have to have pitchers that can spin it. You have to have pitchers that can change speeds, and even having the luxury of having pitchers with different speeds and styles helps, because, like I said, especially in Northeastern PA, every time you go through a lineup second or third time, they're on your pitcher, whoever your pitcher is. So it's always nice to have another changeup.
Well, we look forward to seeing the Pittston area Lady Patriots out there on the field this season.
Thank you.
All right, we're at Arcaro and Genell's Takeaway Kitchen. Tarin Ashby from the Pittston area softball team. Tarin, let's talk about a lot of indoor stuff. Nonetheless, got to get some work done. Talk about some of the stuff you've been doing in the gym.
Right, indoor we are going to MVP Sports Complex, or we're training in our middle school gym. So when we go to the middle school, it's a lot of infield stuff, and then MVP we're getting a lot of reps in the cages for batting. So we usually do 2 or 3 times a week MVP, and then go to middle school off the other days.
Things change for you much this year position-wise? Tell us a little about where you expect to hit the field.
Hitting the field, I would say I might be moved to center field. We're not really sure yet, either shortstop or center field. So either way.
Overall, talk about your pitching this year, more young talent this year, so people are pushing for positions.
Oh, definitely. Yeah. Every day at practice, everyone's coming up and showing and proving themselves and showing that they want to play. Our pitching, we have many girls that are coming up, pitchers, so definitely young, but I think we're pretty solid.
Talk about being a leader, a senior, trying to get the girls going, and you've learned from some other players. You've had your sisters around. Talk a little bit about what you try to do to help some of these younger players.
Right, just telling them, put 110% out there. You're only going to do this once. It flew by for me, so it's going to fly by for them. Just go out there and have fun. That's the main part. So just trying to be a leader in that aspect.
For your game, talk about things individually that you tried to work on. Say, okay, I want to be better at this or that, whether it's field or hitting.
Right. Definitely both, but I would focus more on hitting for me. I've been going in the off season during basketball and just working on my swing, getting a new swing. So I'm excited.
2 sports again this spring?
Yes, 2.
Talk a little bit about the track and field part for you and trying to make sure you're working both. Obviously, you have to have some understanding coaches to get it done as well.
Right. My coaches are doing very well with my scheduling and where I have to be at certain times. Track, I'm going to throw javelin, and then I also have to jump this year. So we're going to try that out and see how that goes.
Future endeavors right now, do you have the plan?
Yes, I committed to Villanova University for track and field.
All right, well, congratulations.
Thank you.
All right, all these Ashbys all over the place, but everybody doing some positive stuff, and we hope you have a great spring.
Thank you.
Nina Cincetti joining us from the Pittston area softball team. Nina, let's talk about the excitement for this season.
I'm very excited for this season. We have a lot of younger girls coming up that are going to make a positive impact on our team, and I think they're really going to help us do just as well as we did last year, even better.
That sophomore group this year were freshmen last year. They really pushed some playing time, and now coach says, hey, we have a new group of freshmen, and they're pretty darn good too.
Yeah, I hope that they really help our team, and they have last year, so this year hopefully they'll do the same.
Talk about the game of softball. It's become really a traveling affair. A lot of girls playing it, getting work all year long. How about for you?
Well, I work at it all year round, but I think it's important to take a little break, and then of course it just helps you get better throughout the season.
How about your game this year? What are you looking forward to improving from last season?
I'm looking forward to improving in hitting and pitching wise, and hopefully I'll still get the same amount of playing time as I did last year.
Let's talk about the pitchers this year. Talk about having different arms. The game's kind of evolved a little bit. Years ago you throw one pitcher, now you might throw a couple. Now we might have a junk pitcher or something like that. So tell us a little about the pitching staff.
Well, we have myself, and I'm a junior, and Alexa is a sophomore, and I think we work really well together, and I hope he uses the both of us. I think only using one pitcher can hurt you sometimes, and 2 pitchers can make your team a lot better. So I hope that it works out.
Overall, as far as little things that you're doing in the gym, talk about the things that you think you're focusing on as a team to get a little better.
And we've had a lot of gym practices, and we're working on the little fundamental things help us improve more.
Well, we look forward to having a good season, and thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Dominique Smith joining us from the Pittston area softball team here on the John Mendola Show. And Dominique, boy, these years fly by. You are a senior.
Yeah.
Can't believe it. Just remember when you're a young player on this squad. What's it been like, the experience you've had with your dad?
Well, my dad, it's been a tough couple years. My dad puts the best 9 on the field, so if you're not the best 9, sometimes I'm not. I sit out, but it's all right because the team's got to do what's best for the team. It's a team sport. Got to win.
And so let's talk about your game and trying to improve and feel like, hey, I got to get better, or whatever it is in your game. Talk a little bit about that.
Well, losing Taylor last year, that's a really big thing. We have Nina and Alexa as pitchers, but I also am a pitcher, so whenever they're not doing their best, I'm going to need to be the backup. You're going to have to step up this year. So I've been working on that, working on hitting. We do that a lot as a team, too.
Overall, you talk about things that you try to improve on individually. When you went into the off season and said, I'm sure your dad said, hey, I want you to work on these few things, and where do you get time to work on it, and where did you work at it?
We were in the gym a lot, especially with pitchers and catchers. We've been doing pitching and catching since December, actually, twice a week. So we've been doing that a lot, and especially hitting. I actually work at an indoor baseball softball place, so I do that a lot as well.
How about being a student and trying to balance that with the athletics? And obviously, I know being a student comes first, so talk about what you enjoy about being a student at Pittston area.
I love being a student at Pittston area because we are a very tight-knit community. Everyone really supports each other, especially in our sports. We do dress down days for our sports, pep rallies, the whole thing.
Overall, you talk about the outlook for this season. What are you looking forward to when your team hits the field?
I'm looking forward to, there's a lot of new girls, so we're trying to build up that team chemistry. It's going to be really different as opposed to the last 3 years, but I think we can work really well as a team this year.
Well, we wish you the best this season and really enjoy your senior season.
Thank you.
Alexa McHugh with us from the Pittston area softball team. Alexa, let's talk about your game this year. Tell us about the position you play and where you hope to hit the field.
Last year I started in left field, but this year I think I'm going to be going from first base to pitcher, and if not, I'll probably be in the outfield again, but I'm not sure.
Talk a little bit about what you like about your game on the softball field, and then what you think you need to improve on.
I like how fast the game is and how much I've improved over the years, but I still think I need to improve more on my game before I'm a senior.
Let's talk a little bit about some of the players, the new players this year. What have you seen early in the gym from some of the new players?
They're all really hard workers, and they're fast, really fast, and they're going to be a good addition to the team.
As far as this year, and Coach Qualia, he's putting the best 9 out there, and even his daughter said, listen, I got to be one of those best 9. Is there a little bit of pressure, or is it kind of good camaraderie and fun to say, hey, we're working as hard as we could, pushing each other to get on the field?
I'd say we're pushing each other to get on the field as much as we can, and the best 9 will be out on the field.
As far as your hitting, you get many opportunities to do that. As far as what kind of a hitter are you?
I'm more of a contact hitter and a power hitter combined. I could do both. It just depends.
As far as hanging out with the girls outside of softball, tell us about maybe some things that you do, whether it's going to the movies or hanging out, having some pasta parties or different things like that.
Well, last year we had a pasta party, and all the girls on the team really do hang out a lot, and that makes us a better team because we all have good chemistry together. And we usually go out to eat sometimes and just take our minds off the game.
Well, something we're doing here tonight at Arcaro and Genell's Takeaway Kitchen. You have a great season, okay?
Thank you.
Lexi Flynn joining us from the Pittston area softball team. Lexi, let's talk a little bit about last year was very successful for this group of freshmen, now sophomores. Tell us about you and some of your other teammates that are now sophomores that are returning.
Well, Bailey Loyak really helped us out catching. Tina Lieback had an injury, so she wasn't able to catch, so we had Bailey fill in for her, and she did very good. And Lexi McHugh helped us in the outfield, and she's not really an outfielder, but she was able to perform really well.
How about you? Talk about your role. What do you do to contribute to your team?
Well, I try to bring a positive attitude all the time, and last year I contributed with the hitting, I feel. I did very good with that, and fielding as well.
How about Tarin Ashby as one of the leaders? Obviously, she does a couple sports, but she's pretty well-seasoned young lady to do both. What's it like as her as one of the leaders of this team?
She's a very positive. She has a very positive influence on the team. She's a very good player. I think all of her 4 sports that she does really helps with softball, especially.
As far as this new freshman group that came in, I'm hearing they're talented too. What have you seen so far early in practice?
Well, Madison Ansall, she can hit very well. Gabby Perez, really fast runner, so hopefully we get a combination of them hitting, running, fielding.
As far as you being a better team this year at Pittston area, call you a little player's coach right now. What do you think some things that you need to work on to when you hit the field that make Lady Patriots a little bit better?
Well, I think that all the players that left, that's going to have an effect on us. So we can hopefully try to get that to work well for us and the new players coming up.
Well, we wish you well this season. We appreciate you coming out to Arcaro and Genell.
Thank you.